My name is Sharrieff, Assistant Professor of History in the Political Science and History Department at Hampton University, and I'm a graduate of Virginia State University. My current profession is Assistant Professor of History in the Department of Political Science and History here at Hampton University. Actually, my guidance counselor at Bruton High School in York County, Virginia, is the person who introduced me to HBCUs, and actually she had given me an application to Virginia Union University because I wanted to actually be a lawyer. And Virginia Union had a 3+2 program, 3 years at Union and then 2 years at St. John's Law School. And due to financial reasons, I was unable to attend Virginia Union, and I ended up getting accepted to Virginia State University. My family background on my mother's side, relatives went to Virginia State University, but I was not knowing that it was an HBCU at all. Having attended a largely white high school where the minority ratio was lower than the white ratio, you're pretty much acculturated to TWIs for the most part, or PWIs like James Madison, University of Virginia, so I was unfamiliar that HBCUs even existed. Actually, I couldn't wait to go off to school. You know, I wanted to go far away, whatever that meant. And so, Petersburg, Virginia is where I ended up. I was never really one, you know, when holidays and all that was coming around, I was never one to hurry up and come home or have any reason to come. I never wanted to come home. You know, once I went to Virginia State University, that was it. You know, I stayed on campus. Anytime there was an activity, college football game, I was there. You know, unlike other friends of mine that went off to school, they were always coming home. That was it. Actually, my dream was to be a civil rights attorney. In high school, I researched everything about being a lawyer. I came in as a poli-sci major at Virginia State, minoring in history. But then something clicked, you know, and history was one of those areas that I excelled in. And so being a part of the NAACP, going to various community service events in the local school system changed my outlook. Dr. Joseph Goldenberg, who was the chair at the time, Dr. Edgar Toppin, who ultimately would become my master's advisor, who's since passed on, Dr. Hurdle, who was my advisor, Charles Thompson, who was really big on African history, and Dr. Renee Hill, who actually came in my junior year from the University of Virginia. She was my philosophy teacher. She had a very big impact on me, just her teaching methods in terms of how she came across to the students, giving us everything that we needed up front, you know, played a big impact on me. So those are the core teachers who played a big impact on me. So it was largely department related. Professor Gary Baker in political science, who introduced me to government and comparative politics. Dr. Wallace McDaniel, who introduced me to state and local politics. Dr. Muriel Jones, again, introduced me to seminar in black politics. So those are some of the professors who impacted me. Initially, my freshman year, I was very excited. I came in, you know, wanting to be a part of the freshman class offices. I ran for freshman class president. I didn't win that year. I think a lot of it was because I had started late. Most people didn't, you know me at all because I wasn't a part of the dormitory experience yet. I didn't do any of the orientation, you know, activities. But my name got out there once I did run for freshman class president. I was also interviewed by the local newspaper at the time. So I did have a little, you know, buzz. I ended up getting made through an alumni chapter in the fall of 1996. So the year that I graduated, I was actually able to realize that dream, if you will, in the fall of '96 through Petersburg Alumni Chapter. And it's Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated. graduating from the institution, on time in 4 years, despite having, started the institution, late, having a setback, academically, learning the ropes, being a part of various organizations, but actually being able to walk across the stage, with my degree, despite those situations, that would have to be my, proudest moment. Because everything else, I think, is expected. I think you're expected to be a part of organizations, participate, in the community or what have you. But, we still have the issue of still expecting to get a degree on time. That would be my proudest moment. The concept of knowing that you weren't wanted in American society at a given time, and yet you were able to truncate white supremacist attitudes, the inability to effectuate yourself and self-actualize yourself politically, socially, and economically, over the years, right on up until 2012. Being able to participate in civic engagement, all of those things are happening, at various levels within inside of the walls of the HBCU, to the point that these students are bursting at the seams to participate in a larger community. My name is Sharrieff, and I'm a graduate of Virginia State University.